Hi, welcome back, it's Susan. I'm having a play with this die today. I've not tried it before, and it's a rectangular leaves background die. That's the covering. I think it's so cute. And this is from Inlovearts shop. You've got a discount code for Susan for an extra 25% off at the checkout with any order. So I've cut out a square die, which is 5.5 by 5.5, and I want to put that panel just in place to cut out for my mat layer. Now I don't know if it's going to work, but I'm going to try. Oh, just to slither at the ends. So getting those bits out of the die. No problem at all. Just clearing away. The background is one that I smooshed with some spare ink on my mat the other day. So I decided I was going to have that at the back of those leaves just to show through. So deciding which part I want to go with and cutting it down. So now I've got to get it to the exact size. I'm not measuring. I'm just using it roughly as a guide with that front piece. And I'm going to mark it with a pencil and just trim it with the guillotine. So hopefully now it should fit. So I've got my glue, and it's the Calal all-purpose glue. Just popping it on those two main pieces, not touching those slither parts, not with this glue. So placing that down. Making sure it's all level. Then getting the Nuvo glue on a piece of scrap, I'm just popping it under and running that piece of card with the glue on just underneath, and it gives a very clean finish. So it places the two slithers down. So now I should be able to put that panel back in so you can see the pattern underneath. So placing that glue in dots all around this die cut, in just random places, not in every place, just to pop that back in. I'm happy with that. So I've got these dragonflies that I made out of copier paper on a couple of videos ago. So if you've not seen that, I'll just show you how to do one. I couldn't find the original dragonfly stamp, so I did come across this larger one. So inking it up with VersaFine Clear Nocturne, just onto the copier paper. Randomly getting some alcohol markers just to colour it in. It hasn't got to be perfect, but I do like to try and be uniform with it. Now, I definitely didn't use this colour last time. I think it's way too dark. But this is just for the demonstration. So it's just cutting it out, getting my curved scissors and just fussy cutting it. The curved scissors do make it so much easier to fussy cut. You can get into all the little areas, no problem at all. Just take your time. And if you did see my last video where I demonstrated this and you saw me cutting those bees out, you know what I mean. You can get in the tiniest places. So now I've got to the antennae piece. You can always go back after you've finished your full cut just to tidy any areas up. So I'm going to go back in the antennae piece just to get a little bit closer. And that's done. So I've got some clear embossing powder and some Versamark. So dipping it in just to get in a coating of that Versamark, which is a clear embossing ink. Putting the powder on top. And getting the heat gun. Heating up the tool a few seconds before I take it to the project. You can see it starting to go. And this is the underside. So doing the front now, the same way, in the Versamark and then the powder. Heating it up. And that's finished. You can see the shine on that. So having a look at it on my project, I can see that it is not the colour blue that I want on there, and it is a little large for what I'm wanting. So I'm going to save that for another day and use the ones that I made last time. So deciding where I'm going to have it, I've got a sentiment, just getting a piece of scrap. And because it's a sentiment, and I don't trust myself doing it with a block, that's why the stamping platforms come out. Just lightly pressing. And that's lovely. So I've got a stitch die and I'm going to place that, put some low tack tape on it so it doesn't shift, and run it through the die cut machine. And that's what I'm looking for. Now, my original plan is to have it like that. So I'm getting some glue dots just to place on the back of the dragonfly, giving it a burnish, and then it helps the backing come off. Doing the other one. Putting some glue on that sentiment. Fluffing those wings up. So I've got my base card, and I did think I was going to put it vertical, but then I moved it and changed it to the horizontal, and I'm liking that. So I'm going to have it horizontal. Popping that down with the glue as well. Now I've chosen some Nuvo drops, and I've got vintage drops in Bonnie Blue, and I've also got some crystal drops, that is Wedgwood Blue. Just testing them to see how they're going to come out, and I thought I'm going to alternate them, so I'd like them both. They go with my project, but my video stopped before I got to complete these Nuvo drops, and it stopped recording. So you'll see the final product in a second, and thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. I'll see you again very soon. Comment, leave me a thumbs up.